A common question is, how much is my case worth? Get it every single time somebody comes in, even before they give me a chance to look at their medical records or before they even know what their diagnosis is from the doctor. As the case progresses, then we become more familiar with all the nuances of your case, and so we can determine what the case is worth a lot more accurately. It's based on, in a legal sense, it's based on the duration of the injury, how long it lasts, or how long will it last, and the extent of the injury. So, for example, if you have a case where somebody has a disc injury in their neck, and and it's going to last the rest of their life, and they're 25 years old, that's a long duration and an extensive injury. If you have somebody who had a broken leg, the extent of the injury may seem to be pretty drastic. It was a fractured leg, but it may be healed completely in 6 weeks, and you're fine, and you're back at work, and everything's back to normal. So the duration is short. So it's really hard to come up with a hard number in the early stages of a case. Ultimately, the extent and duration is going to determine how much your case is worth, and then the amount of your medical expenses and the special damages, we call it, are the ones that are easier to determine. You have experts. For example, if your doctor says you're going to need physical therapy for the next 5 years, 3 times a year, okay, we'll go to a physical therapist and we'll get those numbers. And then you need, let's say, some injections or some epidural steroid injections in your back that are going to be once a year for the next 20 years or for the rest of your life. We'll get a life care planner to come in and talk to the doctors, get those numbers, and then crunch those numbers and come out with a future medical expenses life care plan. Then those numbers have to be given to an economist, because obviously you're going to be getting those numbers right up front, that dollar figure right up front, and you don't want to give somebody $1 today, because down the road they'll invest that dollar, it should grow, so you have to discount that back to present value, and that's done by an economist. So when you get those numbers together, that gives you your special damages. General damages are a lot more difficult, and I find it's the hardest thing for juries to understand, and it's also hardest for the clients to understand. You can look at precedent, but a jury's not going to have precedent. You have to look at the impact. If somebody, for example, was injured on their leg and they have a limp, well, as they get age and as they get older, the things that would normally occur during the aging process may be accelerated. So by the time they're 60, they may have a hip replacement that they need. So you have to project those things, and the general damages for a surgery that's going to happen in 30 years have to be quantified. The bottom line is, determining case value is very complicated, and you really need to sit down and talk to a lawyer and come see me and let me sit down with you and look at all the factors, talk to you in detail, get all the things that are affecting you personally that may affect the value of your case, and then come up with a number. And that's the number we'll use in determining how much to settle the case for and whether to settle your case or go to trial.